Scavengers' game are simple. Food is good. Food that doesn't run, even better. Find a novel approach.
He's just laying on it, showing the wolf who's boss.
Then, a favorite dish. Grizzlies sniff out the mammary gland. Red foxes go for lips. Skunks flash a warning, then relish the soft parts.
There's a wolf now.
They all know the score in the fight against starvation. It's survival by any means necessary. I'll find Yellowstone's ultimate scavenger.
I'm going high alert.
Unless it finds me first.
Sometimes the scavenger ends up being the scavenged. Like a lot of the animals in the area, I like to return to carcasses I've found over the years. And this one, I've had a lot of action on.
Got a great situation here. The wolves killed a bison yesterday. And right now, I've got front row seats with 2 big gray wolves on it. Now I know there's grizzlies around, so I'm gonna sit back and see what happens.
When the largest prize in Yellowstone goes down, word travels fast. In a flash, a golden eagle arrives. Then, one of the largest scavengers on Earth. The lineup continues to grow.
Well, now there's 2 grizzlies at the carcass, and they're kind of trying to push each other off. And while they're fighting, there's a lone wolf coming in and picking up the scraps.
But this isn't a fair fight.
And the big grizzly, he's not even eating. He's just laying on it, showing the wolves who's boss.
Size appears to win the day. But in the world of scavengers, everything isn't as it seems. And the grizzly doesn't always come out on top. To see how these animals stack up, I return here, just outside Yellowstone.
Do they think the bears are still sleeping?
No. The robins are singing out there, so the bears are awake.
There's a twist. I've brought along a second pair of eyes. My wife, actress Missy Pyle. Today, we start our search grizzly style. We will scavenge on the same food grizzlies eat. That means no breakfast.
So I didn't even get my boots tied. And just outside the cabin here, a big male grizzly has come off the hill. And there's only one bear that I know around here that looks like that bear. That's a bear I call Walrus. This morning started off with a good cup of coffee and a bear sighting right off the bat. So we've thrown
From the window of the cabin.
Yeah, so we threw our packs on quick. Now we're gonna try to catch up. But one of the biggest issues is not forgetting that there are probably 50 other bears around here. So getting fixated on a bear like this can be fatal. We still haven't found the big boar. He's likely out here moving across, but surprising how good a bear, even of that size, can hide down in that sagebrush. So we're gonna climb up here, gain a little elevation, and just look around, glass, and hopefully we'll spot him.
During our ascent, a storm blows in. And our scavenger diet starts to take its toll.
I must eat something.
Oh no, here comes the puns.
I must eat something.
Oh dear, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. What do you think we should do?
We should see if there's like a bear bed and breakfast in there. We can see if there's a vacancy.
Now it's our turn to experience the same forces which drive all scavengers: hunger and fatigue.
There's a bear right out here in the meadow. See it right over the top of the sagebrush? There's 2 bears. 3. Oh wait, there's a sow and 3 yearlings. So there's 4 bears. And it's just cool to see a female with 3 cubs. It's pretty outstanding.
She's done some good work. She's pretty incredible.
A well-fed female grizzly births more cubs. And in Yellowstone, scavenging is where the energy is. Learning this lesson can make all the difference. Teach a cub to hunt, and he'll eat for a day. Teach a cub to scavenge, and he'll eat for the rest of his life.
Yeah, when they find a good little spot, they'll dig frantically. Usually it's like a little rodent trail, and they follow the trail to the end and then eat the rodent. Yeah.
The secret weapon is their nose, a sense of smell that is 2,000 times sharper than a human's. But other scavengers already have a hint of what's going on.
And the person that cued me off to these guys actually was that raven. Did you see the raven flying around? It's typical for a raven and other scavengers to just kind of hang out by bears like this. They leave little scraps here and there, and then the ravens will come down and scavenge. What he's doing right now, he's calling to the other ravens, letting them know there's a bear. And all the other ravens will start coming around and they'll follow that bear. It's a really cool relationship.
Then, another familiar face shows up. Exceptional hearing and little fear give the coyote its own competitive advantage. Like clockwork, the bears bring the ravens. The ravens alert the coyote.
He's looking for the same thing those grizzly bears are looking for. Yeah. Come along. He's just listening for him to scurry underneath the snow. He looks like he's got something locked. Oh, there he went. So, the coyote's gonna go over and look and see where those grizzlies are. They actually benefit being close to the grizzly bear. Coyotes, ravens, and other scavengers have learned to identify the grizzlies as a food source.
For Yellowstone's boldest scavenger, look no further. Coyotes will track wolves back to their kill sites, despite the fact that wolves kill them anytime they get the chance. If we're going to eat, Missy and I have to embrace this attitude.
After these bears leave, we should go over and look into their digs and see if there's anything we can eat.
Can we do rock, paper, scissors to see who eats the bull?
Why not? Let's not eat the... I don't know if I want to eat the bull, but like...
Why not?
Probably be bad for you. But we could go over there, just like the raven, follow the bears, their dig spots, and if there's like pieces of roots or anything like that, we can eat that.
How did I get myself into this?
It'll be fun.
Over the years, I've scavenged from bears on a few occasions. This is like literally fresh Kodiak killed sushi. Pretty dang good. Now I'm gonna go with the muck tuck. Same thing that the polar bears down at the bone pile have been raving about all week. Bears have good taste. We can't get too comfortable here. Sow grizzlies with cubs are known for aggression towards humans. The bears suddenly turn and charge right for us.
They're all getting a little worried about Mom. Running right at her.
What do we have to worry?
Just pay attention. We can't put our guard down.
What's our plan?
But the wind is whipping around, so they could be smelling us or another bear, but it's starting to get them nervous.
The bears smell a threat, but they can't pinpoint our location. Finally, they decide to head out.
I've seen Mama.
She's walking away. That's good.
It's a tough choice, fight or flight. But these bears follow Mama, right out of harm's way. Hot on their heels, Missy and I cautiously investigate the digs. After a hard day's work, our prize seems insignificant. But no good scavenger would pass this up.
You gonna try one of those old bulbs?
Dude, I've had them before. You should try them.
All right.
They're chewy.
Hmm?
They're chewy. They don't have much flavor either.
Tastes like corn. Pretty good.
Would you eat a rodent?
Would you?
No.
Maybe if, like, you know, if it's cooked a little bit on a spit.
Something tells me Missy and I might not be cut out for this. Maybe that's why grizzly bears don't survive purely as scavengers either. But so far, I've only gotten the smallest taste of the scavenger's life. To lure in the ultimate scavenger, I need to raise the stakes and find a fresh kill.
In the world of scavengers, one thing you don't want to be is the last one to the carcass. Usually whoever gets to the carcass first gets the most meat, then it goes downhill from there.
A carcass like this one is often fully consumed within the first 48 hours.
Now, whether you have the smell of a grizzly bear or the eyesight of a raven, we as humans fall short when it comes to the senses. So what I have to use today when I'm looking for carcasses is my brain. So right up there is a turkey vulture. Now, he's definitely circling around something, and that's a great sign. Now, a turkey vulture is one of the only birds that can smell. What they do is ride the thermals and look for dead things, basically smell dead things.
For vultures, scavenging is a total way of life. Their acute sense of smell allows them to be one of the world's only exclusive vertebrate scavengers, feeding solely on carrion. But I need to meet one face to face. So today, I want to get close to one of my favorite scavengers. And to do so, I brought in a carcass. Meet Pilgrim, a rescued turkey vulture who works with handler Becky Keene as an ambassador bird to show a side of the vulture that is too often overlooked.
Because they do such a dirty job. They're actually very sophisticated in how they keep themselves clean. She's got no feathers on her head. So when she's digging in those cavities, carrion is not sticking to her head. And they're more of a social bird also. You know, you'll see them in groups sometimes. So that's why she likes the entertainment.
Odd as it seems, this carcass is not her idea of a party. So it's obvious that Pilgrim's not digging the carcass too much. It's big and a little scary. So what I'm gonna do is grab the leg, a little smaller piece, and bring it over here and see what she thinks. I'm gonna put it right here. Pilgrim's showing off her big, beautiful wings and those beautiful feathers. They actually use them to defend the carcass and kind of take control. And probably the best tool to have for a carcass is that beak right there. And it's designed for ripping and tearing meat. But instead of demonstrating on the carcass, she's demonstrating it on my leg. Ow! Along with a powerful beak, vultures have another trick up their sleeve. To smell a carcass from the sky, they rely on these see-through nostrils. More airflow equals a better nose for death. A turkey vulture can actually smell a carcass
up to 19 kilometers away. When I'm out in the wild, I often use turkey vultures to find other animals. They can find a carcass way before I ever can. This bird is definitely circling right over this ravine here, down kind of in this creek bottom. So there's a good chance there'd be something dead over there. So, the breeze is coming down this stream bottom here. And I definitely can smell death. It is thick down in here. One of the worst things you can do is sneak up on a carcass. It could be a lot of things, so I'm going high alert right now. Now because I can hear flies buzzing around. Oh, right there. I can see something laying right there. Looks like a dead deer. Well, it's a dead mule deer. Looks like it's been chewed on a little bit. And I'll tell you what, right now, if you had smell-o-vision, you would turn the TV off because it stinks. This is a great situation. It's just what I've been looking for. Almost a full carcass with a lot of meat left. So I'm gonna take it up a notch. I'm gonna do a full-on scavenger stakeout.
Tonight, I hope to see which scavenger takes the cake. First, I've got some work to do.
Well, the next step is to build a shelter I can hide, sit back, and monitor my cameras. And the best shelter I can build is the same shelter a Native American of this area would build, and that's a wickiup. Now, I'm gonna have to go in scavenger mode myself. Go around, gather all the building material that lays right here in the forest. And I think this is a perfect spot.
Wickiups are quick to build, easy to abandon, and sturdy enough that many still stand to this day in Yellowstone.
Man, this thing's looking awesome. Super camouflage, sealed up good. And I've got one last thing I gotta do before the stakeout tonight. Check this out. And that is gonna allow me to watch these infrared cameras under the cover of darkness. All I've gotta do is get this in the right position, run this cable out over to the carcass. Sun's going down. It's time to get into the blind, get all my cameras set, get things in night mode here. Looks good. I've got my full infrared setup ready. Now I'm just gonna sneak back to my wickiup, sit tight, and watch what happens tonight. It's one thing just to set up remote cameras, go back and review the footage, but I really just want to be here next to this carcass
actually experience these animals coming in. It's a long shot, but if it happens, it'll be really, really cool. Nothing on the camera yet, though.
Mountain lions weren't on my list. They rarely scavenge. Usually, they provide the kills. Last winter, I stalked these secretive ambush predators. How cool is that? Mountain lions kill animals up to 8 times their size. They'll consume up to 11 kilograms in a single sitting. But that still means a lot of leftovers. I saw numerous scavengers take advantage of mountain lion kills. And one that is almost never seen in the wild, the pine marten. In summer, the pine marten is a prodigious hunter of red squirrels. But come winter, squirrels are less active. The marten looks elsewhere and finds a bounty.
Just up here is a pine marten. They live in these thick forests, so they're very, very difficult to see. They like to eat squirrels, chipmunks, but they'll even raid birds' nests. But they're also very effective scavengers.
Stealing a killer's dinner is a risky strategy. But martens have an exit plan. Filmed with a high-speed camera, the dexterity of these fleet-footed weasels comes alive. This is what keeps them from becoming a mountain lion's next meal.
Man, they can just move through the trees like I've never seen.
Beckett and his handler, Steve Crushel, give me a close-up view.
They're double jointed. Their front feet and back feet are double jointed, Casey, so they can go up and down with no problem.
Oh, there he goes.
It's a unique adaptation that martens have. They can go straight down a tree head first.
Yeah, he's an amazing climber.
Yeah, look at that. So they can climb as fast as a squirrel.
Whoa, he is like lightning. You are so fast.
Martens showcase a talent for survival, but not dominance. When push comes to shove, speed only gets you so far. The real contest will be settled here at the deer carcass as soon as the lion leaves.
Something like that happens, it feels pretty good. I just heard something out there. I just heard. It's a young wolf. He's coming in. Let's see. He's acting hesitant.
Here's an animal that does it all. As a pack, they kill. Yellowstone's wolves kill and eat an elk every 2 to 3 days. But on their own, they're elite scavengers. The wolf's stomach stores up to 10 kilograms, enough to survive for weeks without any fresh meat. In a pinch, they'll live off just hide and bone.
He's acting hesitant.
Something's up. This wolf wants no part of the carcass. Without the protection of the pack, he looks vulnerable, even shy. Then, he's gone.
Just sitting here, preparing for days, and then have a wolf come in and for him to go away. It's a real bummer.
That was a long night without much action last night. Man, this thing has gone from smelling bad to smelling really disgusting. Oh, man, wow. But if you look right back there, there's definitely some scavenging going on. The maggots have erupted, and they are starting to devour this thing. Now, we're not talking just a few maggots. We're talking millions of maggots, all different ages. It's like a river of maggots moving in and out of this carcass. And you can see the steam coming up. And this thing is really alive, even though it's dead.
Maggots are the secret weapon in the scavenger world. What they lack in size, they make up for in force. The maggot mass generates heat as it digests. It can reach a blistering 53 degrees Celsius. And heat means steam. Millions of these tiny insects can liquefy and devour 60% of a carcass in just 3 days, growing to 5 times their original size.
Oh, you look right down in there, there's some other insects. See this little orange and black beetle right there and right here? Those are carrion beetles. They're meat-eating beetles, and they will do their part to destroy this carcass too.
Carcasses in Yellowstone play host to a staggering amount of insect life. Over 400 species of beetles alone.
Believe it or not, there's plenty of animals that would come over here and eat this.
Insects may win as an army, but they quickly become prey for another group of scavengers, the avifauna. To be the ultimate scavenger, one quality stands above the rest: intelligence. And the ravens got it. But to see it in action, I need a bird's eye view.
Way up that tree is a nest. Now, I think it's active, but there's only one way to find out. You might wonder why I have a bow and arrow. Well, this arrow's been equipped with a long, lightweight string. Just shoot this arrow up over a limb, grab the string, tie a climbing rope to it, and climb up to the nest. And once I'm at the nest, I'm gonna fix a little remote camera so I can see what these little raven chicks are up to. Now for the hard part. Not too bad. And you can hear Mama and Daddy Raven are not very happy. Try to do this quick to minimize impact on the nest. Get out of here. All right, clip in and up I go. Right about now, I wish I could fly like a raven. When I get close to the nest here, It actually smells like a carcass.
There's a reason for the smell. Ravens return to the nest with morsels from the carcass to feed the chicks.
You can hear the little guys in there. But now I'm past my anchor, so got a little climbing difficulty to add to it, so here we go. Now they think I'm mom. They're laying down tight, keeping warm, opening their mouths to be fed. These little guys don't know any better yet. They just think I'm a funny-looking raven. It's gonna be really cool to watch these little ravens grow up.
The chicks are right on time. The raven hatch coincides with peak food availability. It's one of the big reasons ravens are the most abundant avian scavenger in Yellowstone. The other reason is a peculiar intelligence that is still dimly understood. They use beaks and wings to communicate with human-like gestures. They arrive in swarms to overwhelm larger scavengers. And they connect the sound of gunshots to fallen carcasses nearby. New research suggests their intellect matches that of chimps and gorillas. A few more flight lessons, and they'll arrive here, in the middle of the action. But the raven's smarts don't make it top bird in Yellowstone's pecking order. That honor is irrefutably held by an eagle. To see a bald eagle in its scavenging prime, I leave Yellowstone for a place that's equally wild. Southeast Alaska, at the peak of the Fall Salmon Run.
And I'm here to witness one of the biggest scavenging events that I've ever seen. Amazing.
This gathering of the eagles on the Chilkat River is the largest concentration of bald eagles found anywhere on the planet. Thousands of bald eagles have come to these shores to feed on the dying remains of
Chum salmon just after they spawn.
While most people think of the bald eagle as a mighty hunter, these birds have come here to scavenge on the leftovers.
Salmon are a rich food source. More importantly, they die immediately after they spawn. For bald eagles, a trip of up to 1,600 kilometers is more than worth it. There might look like plenty to go around, but when it comes to food, it's every bird for itself.
While these eagles don't have much competition from other scavengers like they do in other places, they sure compete amongst themselves.
White heads and tails alert other eagles to a food source, but they also reflect status and rank.
It's really apparent that these eagles have a pecking order, with the dominant eagles eating most of the carcasses.
It's a simple message. This fish? I don't think so. Out here, nothing's wasted. Even the eyeballs.
Scavengers really complete the circle of life. When these salmon swim up these rivers and die, the eagles find new life in them. It's really quite a beautiful thing. And life goes on. And what a beautiful place for life to go on.
But a scavenger's work is never done. It's time to return to the stakeout, and someone has paid a visit.
Unbelievable. My wiki up? is just right over there. If you look here, you can see where a bear used its jaw pressure to bust open the bone, eat out the marrow, and laid right here and matted the grass down. Pretty cool.
Lucky for me, the carcass is still intact. But I don't want a repeat of last time.
Preparing for days, and then have a wolf come in and bring him to go away. It's a real bummer.
It's possible the wolf caught wind of my human scent. To put the odds in my favor, I need to be undetectable.
I don't want animals to come back here and get scared away because they know I've been here putting cameras up, so this stuff will kill the scent.
The wait is on. Again.
Had a couple animals come really close to coming into the carcass, but didn't happen. We can't afford to have another long night here. Too many more nights, and the maggots are gonna eat the whole thing.
Then, I'd recognize those stripes anywhere. Now this is a scavenger with a unique formula for success. The pungent cocktail of skunk spray. Last spring, these little stink bombs invaded my backyard and set up shop on the remnants of a deer carcass.
But this little guy hasn't learned his best defense yet. So right now, he's charging me just like a grizzly bear. You're pretty tough, aren't you? But soon, there's no way I would ever get this close.
Newborn skunks spray at just 1 week old, but they can't aim until they hit 4 weeks old. This guy is right on the verge.
As long as that butt stays away from me, I'm okay. Moving a skunk baby to a carcass. Not the smartest thing I've ever done.
Outside the wiki-up, things get more interesting by the second.
Definitely the family of skunks, but they have a friend along. Oh. And they're not getting along, so I don't think they're friends.
A little more tooth and claw, and this stink bomb might explode. The raccoon may be outnumbered, but size, razor-sharp claws, and allow him to hold his own, at least for the moment.
I'll tell you, skunks are brave. They're like little grizzly bears. They just charge right in there. Ooh, wow. Oh, I think that time the skunk made a direct hit. The raccoon's trying to clean himself with a spray.
Skunk spray is like tear gas, a volatile brew of noxious compounds that chemically irritate eyes and sinuses.
I'm sure things don't taste very good when you have odor de la skunk right on your face.
Something tells me this raccoon won't push his luck next time.
So in the battle of this carcass, the skunks win.
Inside the wiki-up, the night is still young.
The wolf is back. I've got a wolf right over there on the carcass. This wolf is brave. It took a risk, broke away from the pack. But his bravery has awarded him with a lot to eat. It's amazing.
Unbelievable. Everything I thought I knew about this wolf is wrong. For starters, he's not alone. And he's not shy. He's the bold one. He probably knows I'm sitting right here.
This right here is why I set all this up. For this moment right here. And my patience has paid off. And it's just so cool to be right here. To get a glimpse into these animals' lives is really, really hard. But when you get it, it's so worth it.
Now I understand why a wolf may truly be the ultimate scavenger. Beyond physical prowess and pack collaboration, they have an X factor, the power to surprise. A healthy adult bison was once considered unkillable by any predator in Yellowstone. But wolves taught this bison its lesson the hard way.
Years have passed, and bacteria and insects continue to scavenge. But one time I returned to this carcass and I had a very powerful moment. Check, 1, 2.
Get the camera set up. The bison begin to take notice.
He smells their friend hurt.
With the camera rolling, we back off.
You've come to protect your friend. Yeah, let's go back over here. That bull is a giant. It's amazing. They started getting kind of rowdy, and so it's a good chance that was a bison that they knew, part of their herd. We just backed out of there. We don't want to get in the way of a herd of bison that's upset. And that bull who came in, he made some of the most wicked, crazy noises I've never heard in my life. So we'll let them pay their respects, and we'll hang out back here and respect them. And hopefully they don't knock the camera over.
Spectacular. Something I've never seen before.
This mystifying funeral rite has never before been documented on film. A single wild bison carcass amidst the oldest living herd in lower North America becomes somehow something more.
They came over here, and it was like they were paying their respects to their fallen friend here, completely out of the blue. Something I'll never forget.
After all I've seen, I'm beginning to think the ultimate scavenger can't be measured by size, speed, strength, or skill. Instead, it's the animal that understands how to best use everything it has to keep playing the game in this world or the next.
Winter reshapes the landscape by reshaping water. Ice, snow, frost, and diamond dust. It's all water in winter's grip. Cold works the line between liquid and solid. Molecules of water captured by the cold are stopped in their tracks. A river must keep on the move or be claimed by ice. This precarious edge is the favorite spot of the dipper. It's a songbird that hunts aquatic insects year-round. Insulated with special down, it dives in and out, all the while looking dry and comfortable. Standing in bare little feet on the ice, it never seems to notice the cold. An otter family appears to have found a lost youngster, whose frantic calls carry up and down the river. Somehow he's been injured and is favoring his left front foot. Finally, he gets the attention he's been crying for. The family soon heads off again, but the youngster doesn't follow. They need to find fish, and maybe he just can't keep up. When he finally enters the river, he heads in the wrong direction, swimming farther and farther from his family. The season is closing in. Water slows down into ice. As the ice forms, it expands. And as it expands, it cracks.
Okay, we are recording.
Here we are at the Great Caldera inside Yellowstone National Park. I've come here to investigate all the strange goings on here. Yes, it appears that the bison are extremely nervous.